Good morning, everyone. I'm Jeff Drazen, editor of the New England Journal, and I want to thank you all for joining us at our 200th anniversary celebration. With any luck and changes in medicine, some of you may make it to the 300th, but I doubt if any of you will be at the 400th. A couple of important housekeeping issues. In the unlikely event of an emergency, you may exit this auditorium through the doors from which you entered, or if you're on this level, there are exits on the front on either side. On the balcony, there are exits in the front of the balcony on either side. This morning's events are being recorded for future use in live webcast. So by participating in the program, by either answering questions or sitting in the audience, you're giving us your implied consent for us to use this information in future and current broadcasts. So if you don't want to be part of that broadcast, this is your opportunity not to be. Questions can be asked from the floor, but if you're not here in this room, the way to ask a question is to tweet us at NEJM 200. And if you don't know how to do that, ask someone under 30 and they'll tell you. This is a very special day for us because we have with us 120 medical students, pre-medical students, and residents in training who were winners of our NEJM essay contest. We initiated this contest in the fall and asked students to describe for us how the internet was going to change medicine in the coming years. We got terrific answers, and from the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of essays that we received, we picked 150 winners, including platinum and gold winners, and a large number of those winners are here today. They've come from as close as 200 meters and as far as 20 million meters to get here, and many are in that latter category. So I want all those people who won the essay contest to stand and for us to recognize their efforts and come. Thank you. You all are our future, and so that we hope this little bit of history and a glimpse of the future, some of the things that you'll hear about today, will come to pass in your lifetime. So 209 years ago, John Collins Warren, and he's the guy wearing the bow tie on the front of your program, and James Jackson, and if we had an image of him, he too would be wearing a bow tie. There's something about this job. Returned from their medical studies in Europe. They were very fortunate. Their parents, who were physicians, didn't have that opportunity because prosperity and peace were not here. But they had a chance to study in London, in Edinburgh, in Paris, and in Berlin, and learned that medicine in New England was hopelessly behind medicine in other parts of the world. We were a medical backwater, and in order for us to be brought to the forefront, two things needed to happen. We needed a way to learn what was happening in the rest of the world, and by this people needed to read journals written in other parts of the world, to travel to other parts of the world, and to come back with the new information that they learned and to share it with their colleagues here in New England. They started off with a weekly dinner meeting. It's held at one of the local taverns in town. And they discussed cases, and they did this for 9 years. And in their 10th year, they decided to start a business. The business was going to be called the New England Journal of Medicine, Surgery, and Collateral Branches of Science. It was meant to be a medical and philosophical journal. People would contribute articles. They would edit them. They would publish them. They would print them. They would distribute them on horseback, and they could be delivered to your house for $2 a year, or 75 cents an issue. They advertised that business in September of 1811, and the first issue was published in January of 1812, 4 times a year. It turned out that the venture was a success. And now, 200 years later, the New England Journal of Medicine proudly wears the moniker of the longest continuously published medical journal in the world. We no longer deliver the journal on horseback. Although we have changed with the times. In the 1860s, we delivered it on the train. In the early 1900s, by airplane. But starting in the mid-1990s, we delivered it on the internet. And now we have 5 to 10 times more readers on the internet than we do on paper. As editors, we try to find the best way to deliver information and get it out to not only the medical public, but the public at large, so people can learn what's new in medicine, so physicians and other healthcare professionals can do the best for their patients. Today we're going to hear about 4 stories. Each of them is a story about how medicine recognized something and changed it for the better, so the lives of patients could be changed for the better. They cover a broad range of topics, and they're meant to be interesting and fun, and we hope to get a glimpse into the future. None of us can see the future with accuracy. If we would and could, we probably wouldn't have our current jobs. So now I turn the program over to Marty Hirsch to take us on our first adventure, that with HIV/AIDS. Marty?